Welcome to Chapter 17. In this lesson, we're going to talk about text. Now, you will already have this file here, and this one I've just made for information purposes, which I'll show you. Now, I have this open already in the editor, okay? And when you click on T as a shortcut, or click on the text tool here, this will open up some options here. You have the font family, you have the font style, you have the font size. If you want it to be anti-alias to make it easier to read, you would click on that instead of having jaggediness. I hate to say the word there. This can be left, center, or right align. This controls the leading or the spacing between lines. This is your color of your font. This is if you want to warp it, and you can apply a style. Now, when you click on the font family, you'll notice this little word, these little O's or T's. Okay. Now, first, it does provide you an example of what each font looks like, which is nice. But you have O or T. The O stands for open type fonts. These are cross-platform, capable of making it easier to share files across operating systems. Font Manager is simpler with open fonts because it contains everything in one file, basically. True Types, more of an older system, requires one file to be submitted, but a separate file needs to be submitted for each instance of the font. Okay, so you need to submit a different file for bold, italic, or whatever. Okay, these are usually generally used for business offices, but are less reliable for publishing applications. Okay, and also the open type offers you more options, such as the word find, F-I-N-D. The F and the I would be combined, so you probably wouldn't see the dot. Or what would be another one? Words with FL they would be combined to make it easier to read. Okay. Now, if you make it an image, it doesn't matter, but why did I say that? Because basic fonts, all systems have, but your computer may have more fonts than the intended reader. So for example, if I spent all this time making text and I did it with a specialized font, well, when I push it to the web or publish it to the web, and the other person doesn't have that font, they can't see it, which means it's going to be converted into something that they have, which is going to destroy the effect I was trying to create. That's something you have to remember about text. The good thing is you can always convert the text into an image and then everybody sees it. Okay? But those are rare instances. But let's talk about text. Okay, I'm going to select the Move tool here. The first type of text we're going to talk about is serif text. And let me just show you the examples I put. Serif text has a little points or little anchors here, as you see here, on the 2, on the 1, on the P, on the T. This is great for print because it allows your eyes to follow along and read the text a lot easier. As you can see the difference in 8 point, 12 point, and 18 point, you can still read it. It's pretty legible. But you can imagine if you start maybe going below 8 point, how it becomes difficult to read. And that's something you have to consider when you're developing or writing text for the web. Okay? Common serif fonts would be Bookman Old Style, Garamond, Georgia, and obviously if they didn't have any, they'd just be called serif. Okay, so let's talk about some other ones here. The next ones we want to talk about, the next group we want to talk about, would be sans-serif fonts. Sans-serif fonts. These are the ones without the hook. You notice this T, the 2, and the 1. Now they don't have the hook anymore. You notice that this is legible at 8 point, 12, and 15. If you were to reduce this then less than 8 point, it's probably still legible. This is great for the web. This is great for the web because they don't have these little hooks on the ends, which is hard to read when the text becomes smaller. Common fonts are Arial, Helvetica, Impact, Verdana, Geneva, Lucida Sans, Tahoma, and MF Serifs. Okay. Now we have another type of font is cursive fantasy type of fonts. Popular one would be Comic Sans. And as you can see here, yeah, this is cute and great, but you could imagine reading a whole paragraph like this. It makes it a little irritable for your eyes. This is where this is good for, let's say, as titles, but not good for paragraphs. And the last type would be monospace. This is typewriter text. It has the same width for each character and mostly used for code or for instructions. Okay, and this is the monospace type of font. And as you can see here, it'd be great for the web because look, there's no hooks. Okay, in the next lesson, we're going to talk about different ways of using text.